الجميع بخير. My name is Nibal. I am from Evotech, the technology operator of Tatmeen. This is our weekly workshop where we try to answer the industry's questions and try to help them on board to Tatmeen. Before we start, just wanted to let you know that this call is recorded and the recording will be shared on the YouTube channel dedicated for these weekly workshops after the call. Everything on this call is, everyone on this call is muted. So if you have any question, please raise your hand. I will allow you to unmute yourself and post your question. Okay, I don't see any hands raised, so I'll mute myself. And if anyone is having any question, okay. Hassan, good morning. Can you please unmute yourself?
Morning. Can you
Good
hear me?
morning. Yes, we do.
The question is regarding SSECs. We were onboarded, but we were not using like commissioning step. But now we are decided that we are going to use, commissioning or generating new SSECs. So question is regarding that we have to get subscription for this SSECs, right? To be
It's
able to
part of
generate
the
them.
package, yes, to the best of my knowledge. This is not part of Tatmeen, this is part of GS1. But to the best, I'm answering to the best of my knowledge, yes, there is a subscription that will allow you to generate SSCCs, and there is a subscription that doesn't allow SSCCs generations. So yes, it's a different subscription to the best of my knowledge. Yeah.
So my question is, what about this? Because I have raised this question to GS1 as well. That I believe that they have these subscription packages of how many SSCCs can you generate. So uh, I mean, once we consume, we have to upgrade our subscription. How does that work? If you can answer that.
Okay. So what you need to generate an SSCC is a GACP, a global company prefix, which you will get once you upgrade your subscription, and then you will get a GCP. Now, the SSCC generation is something that you can either obtain it from GS1 by buying this bundle of SSCCs, or you can research other ways of generating the SSCCs, but you need to make sure that you maintain the SSCCs that you generate so that they don't get duplicated. You don't repeat the same SSCCs again. You need to make sure that you have a proper system that would maintain those SSCCs. How to generate an SSCC is something published by GS1. You can research it and you can find documents online from GS1 themselves on how to generate SSCCs if you have a GCP.
I mean, that is where this confusion is, because we were working on this for some time, and we found out that we can generate from ourselves. I'm not sure that we have GCP. We do have GLNs, but I will try to, I'm working with the GS1 to get GCP at least. Fine. And then, as you said, that either we can get SSCCs from them directly, or we have to generate ourselves.
That's one thing. Yes, that's one way to get SSCCs from them directly. Or you generate your own. Hassan, we don't hear you. You're not on mute, but we don't hear you. Okay, I'll move to Rajesh. Rajesh, can you please unmute yourself?
Hello?
Yes. Yes, Rajesh. Hello.
Sorry, I was disconnected. I will
Okay.
continue again.
Sure.
Should I start? I'm sorry.
Yes, you were asking about obtaining it from GS1. Again, you need to check with GS1. It's up to you
Okay.
how you want to generate the SSCCs. I wouldn't interfere in GS1's
Yes,
scope
sure.
of expertise, but I would recommend that you do your own research as well and you determine the best way for your company.
Okay, fine. Fine.
Okay.
Thank you.
Anything else, Hassan?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
No,
Thank
no,
you.
that's it
Have a
for
good
now.
one. Thanks. Bye. Rajesh, can you please unmute yourself? Rajesh, we don't hear you. You're still on mute. Rajesh, I'll lower your hand. If you have a question, please raise your hand again and I will allow you to unmute yourself. Okay, we don't have any more questions, so I'll mute myself and we will keep this call open until 11:30 if we don't have any questions. Rajesh, can you unmute yourself now? Rajesh? Rajesh, you need to unmute yourself. You're still on mute. Okay, I'll keep the call again. And Rajesh, you have the mic. If you fix your issue, please unmute yourself and ask your question.
Uh, Hi. I have another question. Uh,
Sure,
yeah,
sure, Ahmed. We
this
hear
is
you.
regarding the aggregation. So
Mhm.
if we are able to get our commissioning done, aggregation, as I understand, is required when there are other SSCCs within the new package we are creating. If there are only GTINs, there is no need for aggregation. Am I
Where where did you
correct?
read this? Where did you read this?
Uh, I went through a lot of documentation. I thought I don't know exactly where we
Uh,
went.
No, that's not true. Aggregation is mandatory. And if you review the documents, the serialization guideline, it's
Mhm.
obviously clear that you need four levels of aggregation as well. That's what the serialization manual training serialization guideline published on tatmeen.ae says. However, we understand that it's not always four levels of aggregation. Sometimes it's just 20 items packed in one shipper case and that's it.
Yeah,
So Tatmeen is not doing that validation. The freehand given by EDE is also limited to proper use. So you cannot say I'm having a batch of 100,000 eaches and not aggregate them. Because how will the license agent receive 100,000? They cannot scan one by one. You need to have a decent level of aggregation to make these 100,000 at least packed into 4 or 5 pallets so that the license agent or whoever is receiving this lot, this batch, practical for them to receive it. Um,
yeah.
so yes, aggregation is mandatory. Aggregation is required. But if you are shipping 3, 4 eaches, nobody will check. The receiver can just scan those eaches and receive them. So yeah, up to the you and your customer to align on how you want to ship and receive items.
Mr. But can I, explain? Because we are distributors, we are at the very end, and we are implementing it for our internal distribution from
Okay.
warehouse to facilities. Fine.
Perfect. So
So,
before you proceed, so whatever the MAH is doing to you, you need to do to your
yeah,
customers as well. That's how I put it. You are receiving from the manufacturer, and you are
yeah,
also and you will be also sending to others. So
yes.
yeah, I would again say if you do not accept the manufacturer to send you a batch of 5,000 each as unaggregated, then for sure you shouldn't be
Mhm.
doing the same to your customers, right?
Yeah, yeah. And I believe that that also because the scenario we were actually considering for our other receivers was to they will actually to simplify their process because they are our own facilities. To simplify their process, we were actually expecting to do unpack all for them. So for that case, aggregation becomes mandatory.
Unpack all.
Am I? Yeah.
Okay, and you want to send them unpacked or unaggregated items.
No, yeah, that was our original understanding that
And
if we only have
how are they going to receive them?
with the new commissioned SSCC that we are sending them.
Okay, so you are planning to repack them in the new commissioned SSCC
Yeah,
and send them the
yeah,
new
yeah.
SSCC. Okay, then that's
Yes,
aggregation. So you are doing aggregation for them and you're sending these items to your facilities aggregated.
but I again maybe I mean there is a lack of understanding
Mhm.
because I believe that commissioning and aggregation the B2B API are independent of each other. We
Correct.
can call commissioning and skip aggregation
Yes,
if
you can.
I mean
You can. Yes.
yeah. So if we only do commissioning, just like the scenario I told you that we are receiving shipper packs, we
Hassan, I can't hear you anymore. I lost you. Okay. Hassan, I can't hear you. Rajesh, I allowed you again to unmute yourself. If you can, sorry, Rajan. Hassan, I will mute you for a second until I go to the next caller and then I will come back to you. Okay.
Yeah,
Rajan, good
thank
morning.
you, Nabeel. The thing is,
Rajan, I hear you. Good morning. Yes.
so this SSN number, there is a specific logic for generating this
Your
SSN
voice
number
is
for
breaking.
ourselves or
Your
we need
voice is
to go to
breaking.
GSM.
Rajan, I didn't hear any word of what you said. Your voice is breaking.
Yeah. So for generating this SSN
Still
number,
breaking. Still, I'm
still
not able
breaking.
to understand. Sorry,
One
your
second.
voice is still breaking. I'm not able to understand.
Is it okay now? Hello?
Yes. Now a little bit better. Yes.
Okay. So this generating this SSN number, is there any specific logic we can follow by ourselves, or it is
The same.
mandatory we have to go with GSN number, GSN,
No,
GS1?
the SSCC has to go with the GS1 logic, but you need to go and research your own way of generating the SSCC. But the logic SSCC is created by the standard for it is created by GS1. So you need to follow the GS1 standard.
Okay, we need to follow the GSN standard. Okay. So
Yes.
then coming to the next question, right? We as a Right Health group, we have a, central pharmacy, central drugstore where we distribute our pharmacies. So
Mhm.
when we receive the drugs from the vendors, right? So when we repack it to each individual pharmacy, so each serial number has to be captured and send it to Tatmeen.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. To start, the MAH
Mhm.
who's sending you those items has already reported them to Tatmeen, packed
Yeah.
them, and then performed the shipping event from their location to your location.
Yeah,
Your
okay.
location will do receiving. Okay.
Yes.
Those items become in your location. You will do
Yeah.
unpacking.
Yes.
Then you have to do packing again if you are sending to your facilities because you cannot send them 1,000 items loose. You need to
Yeah,
pack
yeah.
them. You need to pack them and you need to report this packing event to Tatmin, not the commissioning. Commissioning is done by the MAH. You will need to do packing and then
Okay.
ship this packed item or packed logistics unit, which is SSCC or shipper case, and perform shipping event on that aggregated SSCC or shipper case.
Okay. This aggregated should contain each individual serial numbers of each
Of course,
item.
of course, yes.
Okay, fine. That's not my question.
Okay, okay, Rajan. Ahsan, can you unmute yourself now? Yeah,
Hi.
yes.
Yeah. I think that I also have the similar question. I think this was same line of questions that
Mm.
uh, like once we are sending to our facilities, so we
Mhm.
are doing definitely packing. So we are supposed to do commissioning.
No,
Uh,
you're not doing commissioning. The MH is doing commissioning. Unless
but
you want to do
this new
commissioning on their behalf. Because if they do not want to do commissioning and you want to do commissioning on their behalf, as a licensed agent, you are entitled to do that. Yes,
but now this new package that we are creating is supposed to have an SSEC, right?
correct. Which you need to commission to Tatmin. Yes,
Yeah, which we need to commission. That is my what I am referring, that we have to commission this new SSCC, not
correct.
the underlying products, the new SSCC, the one package that we are creating on top of all of these products that we are
Yes.
sending. So the process goes like, in this process, aggregation is also mandatory, because the plan is the facility will just receive, we will call automatically, unpack all for them.
Okay.
Fine. So
That
they will
that
actually receive.
that
Yes, please.
I have conservations on. Okay. I
Okay.
do not I cannot confirm the logic that you're doing because it's practically and logically wrong because if you are a pharmacy and the licensed agent or the distributor or the wholesaler told you, hey, I am sending you 50 items packed in one SSCC, okay?
Mhm.
Don't you want to verify at least that you received the correct SSCC? Don't you want to check whether the driver didn't do anything wrong and gave you the wrong SSCC? If you are doing this automated on their behalf and you're doing it
No, no.
virtually,
We will do the receiving step. The receiving process has to be done. They are supposed to receive this pack which was shipped out. Fine.
okay,
So the receiving party, the facility is supposed to do the receiving process. All they, but how to simplify their process, we are doing that. They will only the shipper case, the SSEC, they will scan that. Definitely, they
okay,
will physically verify all items are there. And
okay.
we will call unpack for them. So they have all those GTINs available in their inventory. And once they dispense out, they can do just one by one in when the process, as it goes along.
Makes
I hope
sense.
that is clear now.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Yeah. Okay. If you want to automate the unpacking, that's
Yeah,
okay, as long as they already received the items, correct? Um,
yeah.
yeah. but I don't know if you want, and this is, I'm sorry, I'm interfering in your operations, but it's just a suggestion. Don't you want the receiver to take random 2, 3 items just to make sure that they receive the correct or the contents are correct? A verification process. Up to you how you want to run that. But there is a product verification on Tatmeen that they can do.
Okay. And but there is no B2B for product verification,
Correct.
right?
Correct.
Yeah. So
But you're
they can go
defeating
to
the
portal
purpose.
and perform the.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
you want
got
them.
the idea.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
But
again, the question that aggregation in this process, however, definitely we are going to make sure that there are checks of making sure the items are correct. But the aggregation is for this new package that we are creating, we are supposed to perform aggregation as well because they are supposed to do unpack all eventually.
correct. Yes. Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Mm.
Fine. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank
No
you.
problem. Okay. Um, Mr. Rajan, can you please unmute yourself? I can't hear you, Mr. Rajan. I
Can
can't
you
hear
hear
you.
me now? Hello.
Your voice is very low and very far away.
Is it okay now?
Yes, relatively, yes.
Okay, fine. So when you receive an item, I number,
Sorry, I can't
so
hear you
I
again.
number suppose it
Sorry, I
contains.
can't hear you again. I can't hear you
uh,
again.
Is it okay? No. Hello.
No, still not okay. No,
Still not okay. Hello. Is it okay?
still far away and it's breaking also.
It's not far away. Very near to the mic. Is it okay now?
Okay, try to speak. Let me see.
Okay. So so suppose if I receive an SSN number with one item with 50 serial numbers, right? So one item
Okay.
contains 50 pack and 50 serial numbers, right? So
No, no.
okay, from hello.
Okay. Okay. SSCC contains 50 items. Yes.
So we have 50 serial numbers. So 10
Okay.
serial numbers we are sending it to one pharmacy.
Okay.
So when we group it, we create a new SSN number with these 10 serial numbers, correct?
Okay. Yes.
The challenge is coming where we saw, so when we scan the QR code, right, on the items,
Hmm.
so all the QR codes are not in a one format. So some have GT number and serial number first, and some have GT number, batch, and then serial number. So is
That
there any
shouldn't be an
specific
issue.
logic to identify what is
That
from which
shouldn't be
character
an
is
issue.
serial number?
That shouldn't be an issue. That shouldn't be an issue. The JS1 standard mandates that each one of them is preceded by an identifier. So if it's preceded by 10, which means this is a lot number, your logic should be based on this identifier
Yes.
that if you are developing your own solution, not on the precedence, not on the sequential logic, or not based on assuming a logic that is not mandated by JS1 standard. The JS1 standard clarifies that you need to identify it. If you want the expiry date, you put 17. If you want GTIN, you put 01. So your logic needs to read this
Correct.
identifier, not the sequence.
So okay, that's what my question, right? For serial number, it is 17, correct? The precedence.
Serial number is 21.
If
But
a batch or something contains 21 in middle, so if 10 is batch, right? 10 after 10, if contains 21 in the middle, so from 21, the system will start reading the SSS or serial number, correct?
For this, I think it's already answered in the JS1 standards manual. And if you need clarifications on that, please reach out to JS1.
Okay, okay, thanks you. Thank you.
Sajid, good morning. Can you please unmute yourself? Sajid, can you unmute yourself? Hello. Okay. Sajid, we're not able to hear you. So, um, If you have any questions, please send us an email to onboarding@tatmeen.ae, and we'll be more than happy to assist you. There are no further questions, then I wish you a nice rest of the day and talk to you all next week. Have a great day, everyone.